guys, welcome to the Music Roundtable with our hosts Lyle.
Hello.
Clint.
Hello.
Kim.
Hi.
And I'm Vicky, where we discuss our opinions and experiences of the music we love, or maybe not.
Us talking now about
episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Brothers in Arms, aptly named. That was
that
was a good name for it, yeah.
Thank You, Goodnight, Bon Jovi story.
Yes.
I have lots of feelings.
Same.
Lots of feelings.
Same.
Not necessarily good feelings.
Well, this is the place to talk
I
it
know.
out.
It's just hard to watch them.
You're focusing on the end. I think you should.
I know. It's hard to watch.
Well, it kind of started off with the end of the last one where it was like, okay, we've had enough. We need a break.
Yeah.
And it was 4 long years before we heard from them again.
So, yeah, it showed some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Sure. But I'm just more like, the end of it was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We knew it was happening, but it's just seeing their perspective on it was, that would be hard in that moment for them. And you kind of have that emotional empathy for it.
You've got years vested in these guys.
We do.
Absolutely.
We do.
Like practically our whole lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want to see people hurting. I have empathy, even though I don't know them. Still,
right?
You can see the sadness and the fact that they didn't realize from either side what was going on. Right?
Yeah. Like I said, I think I go where let's focus on their burnout. First of all, at the end of...
Well, I think that kind of touches on it, too, because, like I said, when they all went their separate ways, they weren't talking to each other, so nobody knew if they were going to get back together or not.
Yes.
No, they didn't.
That's what David Bryan was saying. Are we
done?
Are we together or are we done?
Yeah.
Well, and wasn't it at the beginning of this when they were talking about it? It was the news outlets that really put it out there. They didn't do it, so the news outlets started the inner fighting with them.
As usual, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because
they can't trust the media.
Yeah, they all went went their separate ways. None of them knew anything was wrong, just besides the fact that they were burnt out. And then, for whatever reason, the news media started throwing all this stuff out there. And then now they're all questioning.
Are we broken up? Did you say something?
Like,
Did you say something? Why are we talking to each other? What's going on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It did allow them in that hiatus or whatever, creatively they all went to different outlets.
Tico painted, which I never knew, actually.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. I was actually kind of surprised to see some of his artwork.
Yeah,
that's why he's sitting in an art studio. That's his art studio.
I didn't occur to me until just watching this episode.
Oh, I had no idea you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
He also designed baby clothes at one point.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, when he had his son. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't it wasn't discussed in here, but David Bryan also did scores and stuff like this.
I knew that. I knew that he kept busy
that.
doing that.
Sure. Very talented, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they all had their outlets or whatever. So obviously Richie did "Stranger in This Town," his solo album. Bon Jovi went and did Bon Jovi did the
Blaze of Glory
soundtrack.
And some additional movies as well on top of that.
Yes, his movie career started there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how many he did. I don't know.
Funny to see.
A few.
Well, because I know
they listed 4 or whatever.
Well, I know they should. Yeah, they showed some there. He's done more than that. Like
and TV spots and
Ally
stuff. Yeah,
he was on that
there's an album they didn't cover there called Destination Anywhere, which was just really a short film, which he was in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There's that. He was also in that vampire movie.
Oh yeah, what was that called? We watched it. I don't remember what it was called. just to see what it was.
Right, of course.
And then UH, the submarine one. He was in that.
Oh yeah, he was in that one.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I've only seen the one, of course, Young Guns too. When he gets shot, that's the only one I've seen.
Shot through the heart.
Yeah, I thought
that was a funny.
Yeah, that was good.
So that's the only one that I know of.
It's the only one you know of?
Yeah, I didn't know about the other ones.
Oh yeah, you did, because we all went to see Moonlight and Valentino in the theater.
Did we?
Yes.
Wow.
He just doesn't remember.
Exactly. But we did. The 4 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moonlight and Valentino.
Sure.
Great movie.
Obviously, it wasn't a memorable movie.
Obviously,
no, it really wasn't.
Yes. We're here to remember for you.
I was going to say, new podcast. Let's talk about movies. Oh, well, Lyle might have some difficulty.
I'll just sit here and just play with sound while you guys discuss this and put it in my
like, here's your list, Lyle. You need to go start watching movies.
Yeah.
So like he did that, and they all came back together refreshed, I think, and with a better perspective on new outlooks for the band.
Well,
Yeah, where they need to go and how to get there.
Yeah.
I think what was there was some catalyst moments that like definite things that he did, which I think was to the advantage of the band, was obviously
Ditching Doc.
Yeah,
Ditching Doc, yes.
that was the one
That
I
was
was
the
going
biggest
to.
one.
At that point, Doc McGee, he had the right, concerns for them. He was managing everything, but they felt he didn't have their best interests at heart.
It doesn't look like
Which
he did.
is possible he didn't. I don't know. I'm not in that or whatever.
Right.
So first thing they did is
Perception is everything.
Perception is everything. First thing they did is obviously they got rid of their management group, and then they did a bold thing, which was they decided to open up their own management. They self-managed themselves, so opened the actual Bon Jovi management.
Yeah.
So that was it. The other one was, before they went to thing, is to just take the five of them to, it was St. Thomas, I believe. They went a remote destination, and they brought in a psychotherapist to actually help them
Communicate.
which that in itself, I think was
a brilliant move.
Obviously, you hear about it a lot more with bands now, but at that time, that was kind of unheard
new.
of.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah,
for anyone
exactly.
To do that.
Very smart move.
But it was a smart move. These guys have to live and work and breathe it together every day.
We need to get on the same page.
They have to be going towards the same goals, or like be able to hear each other, which I can see, and with John is probably a difficult thing because he's
a visionary and he's in control.
He's very focused.
Yes,
and it's kind of get on the bus or get out of the way.
Yeah,
I think if they didn't do that would have been it.
I think so. Yeah, end of the band.
Simple.
Yeah. Well, because there's so many egos. Like they said, they came back to it without the egos.
Yes.
Or like that I'm better than you, or I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but it's true, right? Like they all kind of went,
they put their egos aside.
We're not all the best. We're together in this, right?
Was a band that good? That with all those artists,
different talents,
all the talented people in that band.
Like it's great they could do their
Put your egos at the door and away we go.
Well, that's just it. It's great. Is you can go off and do your side projects, do the things for you, keep your individually intact, but then come together as a group and perform
and be the band.
as a group.
Yeah.
It's so it may have John's name in it or whatever, but it's Bon Jovi the band. It's the culmination of all of their efforts in there. That's what makes the band. Pretty much the band, what makes them special or whatever. You want to do your solo stuff, you want your own independent allocates, go off and do
I think that helped them too. They were able to express their creative difference or creative selves. Perfect word. And
it just adds to it.
Branch out.
Yeah.
Like the Sambora it was good.
It's
like
good.
it's amazing. But
I love Stranger in This Town.
It's really good.
Yeah, like Ballad of Youth, you could see that on a Bon Jovi album, but I don't think necessarily the other songs you
Mr.
could.
Blues Man.
Maybe, but
it's him. That's
it. It was pretty mellow. It was pretty, but it was amazing songwriting.
It was a little more soulful.
Yes,
that's how I'll put it.
Because it was like a blues album.
It was like a blues album.
Very much.
Absolutely.
Pretty much it got everything out that he wanted to express.
Yeah, because he couldn't do that in Bon Jovi because Bon Jovi is different.
And I think it made everybody a better musician.
Yes,
to get that out.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
And I think they were smart about it. Each of them kept, separate from each other during the production. So it wasn't, Richie Sambora with help from Bon Jovi. No, it was Richie Sambora's album.
Yeah. He wrote everything. Same with Bon Jovi's. He wrote everything there. There was no help.
No. Yeah. Which is better. It's better that way. Because you can't go and, I helped you. No. Right? There's no egos involved with that either.
And I like too that those are all original songs. They didn't take a back catalog or another song that, we don't know, but I don't think they would have.
No, it sounded like it was all fresh, new stuff that they had inside of them but couldn't express because that's not how the band was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But being solo artists in their own rights allowed them to, like I said, branch out and have that creativity and let out that stuff that's inside that they couldn't otherwise.
Express yourself and get back to the other part, right? It's two different lives.
Yes. But I know we've talked about it before, but it was the big change was probably what they joked about too, was the hair.
Oh, the haircut. Oh my
gosh.
Oh, good heavens.
We've talked
How
about
he didn't think it would be such a big deal.
How could he not think it was going to
something
be
on
a
CNN
big deal?
about a war or something. The next thing you know,
John Bon Jovi cut his hair.
Yeah, it's news. How did that make news? But realistically, yes, because this is who we see. This is who
they were a hair band.
That's right. So when we think of John Bon Jovi or Bon Jovi, we thought of the big hair and their persona on stage, and that was part of it.
Yeah,
how could
but they didn't ask about the music. They never even questioned.
No, it was just the hair.
It was about the hair.
It wasn't about the hair. It was such a shock, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was good. I love the hair. It was a good change.
It took some getting used to. I remember being kind of like, I can't believe he cut his hair.
Yeah.
Like his hair was beautiful.
It was beautiful. Yeah,
but it grew on me.
It did, and it was a good change because the music had changed too. So
well, that's why I wish they talked more about that album.
Yeah, because it's one of my favorites of theirs.
There was a lot of good songs on that one.
There is,
memorable songs. They talk more about these days.
Yeah,
and because of grunge and they get off tour.
Yeah,
now it's grunge.
It's grunge, and they were like, oh
boy.
But that makes sense that theirs has changed, right? So it's good.
These days was totally different.
Yeah.
Than what they've done before.
Yeah.
I think one of their better albums.
Probably my favorite of all of them, to be honest.
Just good songwriting, just raw.
That's good, I think.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a lot of changes though too, right? Because they were also having babies
and Alec leaving. Or,
right? Oh yeah, that was
I didn't realize. Like I knew he left the band.
I heard it was,
but I didn't realize it was due to alcohol.
I knew it was alcohol. I didn't know it was drugs.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, I knew it was alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know if I remembered that I knew it or what, but it was like, he always was the one that I was like, he's the one that's in deep, all of that stuff.
Yeah, they just couldn't do it no more.
And well, like that actually brought up an interesting one because that would have like, here's the downside of creating your own management company. Now
you're the one.
John has to be the one to fire him.
Yeah, and that's tough when you've been a brotherhood for 12 years.
Which then also, you don't think of how pivotal he was to the creation of that band, but he was the connecting person
that's
to
right,
most
to bring
of the members.
all of them together.
Yeah. So it is kind of
that much tougher.
It is that much more difficult. Is you have this person who, but it's happened in other major bands. Is you have this person that has that pivotal role, but they can't just kind of rise to the occasion.
Yeah, you can't keep someone because of that.
And that's the problem with stardom too. That's if you can't
more
control
money,
you
can
start drinking.
And just goes out of control.
But it was that one photo when he was standing outside.
Oh, it was awful.
He was just there was just a blank look on his face.
He wasn't there.
Like there was no.
God, it was sad.
It was very.
It was.
Yeah.
Like that was the hard part.
Yeah, like where I'm obviously sad on this, and I don't know if it still hurt feelings on Alex's thing is. He didn't get a chance to actually speak on this documentary to it.
No, because unfortunately he's passed away a few years ago, right?
I think before this got started, he was already gone.
Yeah, so that was, it sucks.
Yeah.
Right? Unless they find, I don't know if there was any footage. They didn't show it, so I don't know. But that was the hard part.
I would think if there was, they probably would have, but.
Yeah. I think that was.
I don't think he spoke on it a lot when they broke up.
I know he joined him when they made it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Because they said you're part of this.
Yeah.
And
he didn't complain. He went. And
he enjoyed it.
Sambora
Had a good day. There
so,
was pictures and fun had, and
obviously there was. I don't think there was any hard feelings at the time because I think he wanted to get better.
He also knew he couldn't do it anymore, right? Like, obviously, I don't think John would have been like, "You're fucking up. You're done."
Yeah.
I think it would have been more like a family affair.
Exactly. Like they tried to help him as much as they could, and it wasn't working. And they had no other choice.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's where Huey comes in, right? So
who
apparently was there.
Oh, he was there from the beginning anyway.
Yes.
Yeah,
but now he's taking over that position. Is more what I mean, right?
And to find out that he was the one that created that bass line.
Yeah, I was going to say that he was basically there behind the scenes anyway.
The whole time
that
he was not doing
him. The songs, it was easy.
Yeah. Well, because he was just now then a front, right? Like Huey was in the back actually playing, and Alec was
the front man.
Yeah.
See, and that shows the compassion that they had for him. That shows the love they had for him as a brother. That they didn't want him to go down in a bad light.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Which is beautiful. Beautiful.
It is. Yeah. Sad but beautiful.
Sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and then with the song that I guess you could say brought their I don't know if it brought their career back, because we always knew they were
Again
there.
and again.
But like what John said, some people think it's their first album.
Yeah, with It's My Life,
It's
right?
My Life, but
No,
we followed them for how long? But it's that new generation.
Yes.
They think it's their first album.
Well, that's the thing is like, obviously,
you've lasted.
Yeah, and like obviously we age and stuff like this, so some of us hold on to our older music and stuff like this, but new generations are coming in, so new generations find bands for themselves. So what was kind of nice is this band that we grew up listening to has this fan base of new people who didn't quite realize that they've been here for 20 years before you.
There's more stuff. I can listen to more stuff. Great. Let's hear it.
Well, and I think because at that point there were bigger gaps between the albums too, like
There
4 or
was a
5
long
years
gap
and stuff like
between
that. So
that
it's easier for the new generation to think that they're a new band.
Yeah.
Compared to somebody that, like you said, has already been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
But think of this new generation, though. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You discover, wait a sec, they got more albums? Like, whoa, I gotta go
They've
back.
got a backlog. I can go listen to all this and actually hear it.
It's a good thing. It's a bad thing because some of them are like, oh, great. Oh, and then they listen to some of that music. And obviously, like Bon Jovi's music in general does stand up through the test of time. But like if you go back on some artists and it's like, okay, that's definitely an 80s album. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
I
true.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I could see that. But that's the fun of it too, though, is seeing if you hadn't heard all those things to kind of hear them from the beginning and go, that's really giggle fun. Like that's like, you know, whatever. But
I think some people would be kind of cool. Evolution.
Yeah, evolution. Like you hear the changes in their voice, you hear the changes in how they play. And then you can also still kind of go, you know what? I wasn't there for that, but I kind of like this song. Right?
Yeah. I was going to say, even the new generation knows Living on a Prayer.
Oh, yeah. They do.
They sing it at hockey games. Come on. And they keep singing even when the song has stopped and the play is going and they have to finish off.
You've got to finish the chorus.
Absolutely. You can't stop halfway.
But
it doesn't work that way.
I want to hear that Cadillac Man. I want to hear that song.
I want to hear that too.
Yeah, that was brought up through the archives, and he's like, nobody's heard it. It was written for a Robin Williams movie, and I was like, okay, this is really good.
Yeah.
Can we hear the rest of it?
I know. It's like, okay, I want this song now.
I want the song now.
Might come out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's going through his archives to do
put out
box
something.
sets.
Yeah, maybe
Another box set.
Well, yeah, you would think that's what they would be doing and stuff, and you don't realize how much any artists or whatever record
in 40 years. Yeah,
hoard if you want, but like every time your average album's 10 to 15 cuts.
Yeah.
So there's usually to an album a minimum 30 cuts that they try, if not more.
Well, even that book he showed with all the writings in, he's like, these will never become songs, but they're written down. They're in our notebooks.
Yeah.
You're like, what are they?
I want to
bring them up. Let's hear it. Come on.
Like I'm sure if anyone could get into that basement of his, like that would just be a treasure trove. It's funny because obviously there is other artists that have passed away, and then people find these archives and they put it out there, but there is a reason they didn't put them out in the first place.
They weren't happy with
them.
So that.
I would almost hate to hear some of them if they're not that great, and it would kind of ruin things a little bit. So I'm good with where they are.
Yeah, that'll be brought up on other podcasts with other bands that we've heard. Yes. That's it. Just I know they found that one, but I'm wondering if he found any more.
Oh, for sure, because that other
there
box
has
set,
to be,
that box set that I have, what is it called? I don't even, I can't see it from here.
Million Fans Can't Be Wrong.
Million Fans Can't Be Wrong.
Yeah,
so they went through the archives.
Can't Be Wrong.
Yeah.
They went through the archives and they pulled songs for that. There's songs on there you've never heard.
Okay.
But then they got to choose which ones they wanted you to hear, right? Because they're like, okay, yeah, this one is good. Now that I listened to it 10 years later or whatever. So they put stuff like that on there. So there's still going to be more. And there's going to be ones they'll never ever.
Or they can clean it up, make it sound a little bit better, change the music a little bit.
That's something they didn't bring up.
They didn't bring it up. No, but
when was that released? Because I don't know.
I don't even know.
I remember you getting it.
Yeah, it's good. I need to listen to it again, actually.
I don't remember.
Clint's going to see if it says. There's a lot of discs in there.
Well, I know that because he always wrote.
Yeah, I always look at that. And I'm like, I really should pick that up. And
you
that's
don't
one
have
that
it?
I don't have.
Oh,
I have everything else.
So good. Yeah.
Well, it's 4 CDs and 1 DVD.
A DVD.
Yeah.
And I love the thing to Elvis. What do we call that?
The gold jacket.
The homage to Elvis.
Yeah. I'm like, what is the word?
And the booklet.
And the booklet.
Well, that's when they were starting off with the.
as you can see.
1, 2. Oh, I love the way they numbered the discs.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Dice.
They got dice.
It's like Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like Viva.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Because this one is when they start off with the surgery, right? So
So what
when he was talking about Elvis and the Elvis movie and how
how he didn't want to go out like that.
2004. This was 2004.
Yeah, because
Wow, so that's 20 years old already.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
like when he was talking about Elvis and how he didn't want to go out like.
Well, because obviously, this show does reach on his current issues with his voice and stuff, and where he was looking is like obviously Elvis died in his 40s, but he was still going out performing every day, and his voice was still working every day. Now, John wants to go out, wants to continue, but now he's having the voice problems, and like he's obviously 60, so big difference. He had a lot of living, as he said, he had a lot of living between 40 and 60.
Yeah,
definitely a big part of their career.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
totally. Yeah,
a lot of their success was in those decades.
Rebirth of their career.
Yeah,
from that point where they've how many shows they've sold out. One show in London was
80,000 people.
It was a lot.
Yeah, so that one when they closed
when they closed
it was
Wimbledon,
4 shows in Wembley or something.
But later on they did like 2 weeks straight or something, or I can't remember. Something like that, and just that was it. I think Sambora was in the band at that point. Still.
Yeah,
yes, he still was.
Yeah, so which leads us into the
Sambora exit.
Yeah. So I heard that he just didn't show up for a concert. I believe it was in Alberta, I think, for Edmonton show. They didn't say where it was. Yeah, they didn't say where it was that the concert was. I don't think
they didn't. No, they didn't mention.
They didn't. I think it was for here in Edmonton. Actually, like it was up in Edmonton that
like
show up.
Pretty much what it was is the band flew out. Richie said, "I
need another day.
I need another day. I'll catch a flight tomorrow." And they're so the rest of the band's there. They're all raring to go. And then John got the phone call that Richie isn't showing up.
Yeah, and the catalyst of when they were recording the album and how the new producer was playing his parts. And he was upset.
Yeah, he was upset.
Because the album was done. And it didn't sell it. And he said what?
It didn't sound like the Bon Jovi album.
Because I wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is beautiful.
Right?
It must have been just heartbreaking to him to
feel pushed out.
All those years of writing and
well, yeah, because it sounded like they didn't even discuss it with him. No. It was just like, okay, well, he's not here,
he's not showing up. Let's just
need to do it. And
I'm sure he didn't mind like having the producer help songs.
Out, but he wanted to be a part of it still.
Exactly, part of the writing process.
Like John said, he wasn't there in the morning when he needed to be, so he wasn't showing up when they scheduled things.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like any business, if you're not going to show up to work on time, it's gonna, like Desmond Child said, right? It's gonna get done. With or without you, so you can't be mad that it happened, right? He should have been honest with John and said, I was hurt. John, as a not only musician and an owner of a company, was probably like just thinking, we got to get this done. We have a deadline.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of sometimes look past that. Mm-hmm. Instead, Richie should have said to him, John, hey, emotionally, this hurt me. And, maybe he would have snapped out of it quicker and been like, oh, man, I didn't even see that. Because he said he's sorry about it. He said, like, he knows what happened. Oh, there we go. Hello, picture.
Sorry, they're looking at pictures again.
Yeah, looking at pictures.
But
it's the 100 million, or was it 100?
100 million fans.
100 million fans can't be wrong.
Yeah, there's a booklet inside of there.
100 million Bon Jovi fans can't be wrong.
Some really nice pictures. I don't know if you guys have it. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
That's a good one.
But he said he should have learned from his earlier career. Was he turning into Doc about Go Go Go?
Yes, that's right. He didn't realize, and you can get out of control easily.
It's the pressure of
hindsight is 2020 now, and he's realizing now. With the surgery and the singing and the non-stop
off the mic, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
And the non-stop touring, and he should have learned that. This is why I have my voice issues now.
Yeah, push too hard, right? Yeah, you lose things.
Well, kind of getting on that point, like he should have known 30 years ago because he was already having issues then.
Yep. Sure.
to not push so hard.
Yeah,
But
and he did.
you
They
can't.
didn't.
You sometimes can't change people's work ethics.
No, in the 90s, I don't think they toured as much as they.
No, because they all had kids and they were trying to like
kids.
staying home and do all that stuff. Like
Be family,
that's where
then.
Richie had problems too, right?
Yeah.
His daughter was getting to a certain age. Heather and him had broken up. I think he said he broke his arm, and I think his dad died. Like all within that time.
And he
They
got
didn't
addicted.
mention-
Yeah,
and
he
he got
said he
addicted
was-
to
to painkillers.
painkillers.
That was
which is the big
beginning
thing for
of
a
the
lot
end.
of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So, like all those struggles, it wouldn't be easy to be there. You're not there mentally. How can you be there physically? You know,
Yeah.
the whole idea of them doing that thing before where they had the counselor, it was almost like it's time again for like bring us back together,
Yeah.
talk about everything, talk about our feelings, and egos get in the way again, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Which that was why it was hard to watch. Like what
very
happened.
hard. Like that's where I was like, I was really looking forward to this part because
Yeah.
I really wanted to find out. Like, I'm a huge Sambora fan.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what
I admit it.
happened.
Like, I'm
For
a bigger
sure.
Sambora fan than I am of a John Bon Jovi fan.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I just being a guitar player.
Being a guitar player, yeah, I was going to say.
I
makes
respect his playing, and
Oh,
he's
sure.
an amazing singer, and
Yeah.
the two complement each other so
They
well.
do.
Like
Magic, they
they've
were.
said that the whole time, right?
Yeah.
I was so disappointed. I was so upset when he left the band.
Well,
And I was
every
like,
band, we were all like,
Yeah.
oh my
And
gosh.
then
It's-
what's
it
happened to
killed
him,
us.
and now with the new music that he's brought out now,
Yeah.
I'm
back
back
in
on
it
again.
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
just can't get enough of him.
Will them reunite? That is the question. Will they reunite? They may. I mean,
He's already said it.
yeah.
He said if he can sing,
I'm
Yeah,
in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Which would
And-
be, that would be a concert.
I'll be first in
Yeah,
line. We'll put it
right?
that way.
We can't
Yeah.
overnight again.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
It doesn't quite work that way anymore.
But you
Can we go back? Can we go back to the early?
Okay,
early
sorry.
90s?
Those are some of the greatest parties we ever had. Was
Yeah.
waiting for ticket lineups, but
Yeah,
now it's just
that's
going to
true.
click and
I
you
know.
get it.
You lose some of the essence of getting concert tickets now.
Yeah.
Like back then, it was
Could you
so
imagine going to a mall right now
and like lining up,
parking outside, doing the party,
Getting our lawn
and
chairs
The security
out.
guard be going,
What are you doing?
doing?
We're just trying to relive our youth, sir.
Exactly.
Don't worry, we'll be on the
It's-
phone in the
yeah,
morning to get
it's
the
okay.
tickets. But
Yeah. and then we'll be gone. We're not sleeping here. We're not
No,
homeless.
we're
it's
not
just
homeless. It's
this
just
is
a
just
nostalgia
nostalgia.
thing.
Yeah.
we're just getting here bright and
Yeah.
early.
Yeah.
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 We got our coffees with us, but the difference is we'll have our coffees.
Yeah.
We'll have our
Yeah. Well, because now you can also do what is that, Uber Eats or whatever.
Oh, yeah, we
We
skip
can
the
skip
dishes. We'll just
the
order
dishes.
it.
That's
Come on
right.
in.
We don't have to leave the line to go get this. Oh my
That
gosh,
would be
that's
funny.
hilarious.
That would be so funny.
Oh, that would be the best.
Once again, our kids would be looking at us like, what are
is
you
wrong with
doing?
But I think they've heard enough
As
the
you
stories
were.
that we were. Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be surprised.
No.
No. Well, because the last time you guys lined up for tickets, like our kids were little. Because you guys stayed, I couldn't. I stayed home with the
With the
babies.
kids, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
That
brought
was
you
for
all
these days.
Tim Hortons
That was for
and
the-
whatever. Yeah, it was for Bon Jovi. And so, like, they probably don't remember it, but they saw it. Like, why are they outside? Hi, what are you doing?
Yeah, we stayed undercover at Kmart.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
we
Willowbrook
waited,
Mall.
and some kids came. Other people came by and were
Yeah.
throwing stuff out. Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah,
It was
good night.
fun.
It was
Good
fun.
night. I slept at
But we
home in
weren't the
my
only
nice
ones, though.
warm bed.
We were until early in the morning.
Yeah.
Then a few more people showed
They were
up.
like
Yeah.
partying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my mom coming by to check on us after bingo.
Yeah. Right? But it's all those
Did
kind
she
of
bring
fun
us something
memories.
I think she did. She brought us
Probably.
snacks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had to get good tickets.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did.
Well, we did.
We did.
It was more. We just had to get tickets. Because
Yes.
we wanted tickets. We wanted, like
Yeah.
you said, you don't have this click thing. It was like,
No.
No, we actually had to physically go
Wait
and
in
buy
line.
tickets.
Yeah.
And wait in line.
And it was against everybody across Canada, really,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Pretty much.
And when ticket prices were
Decent.
Decent.
what are they? It's probably around $30-$35 a ticket or something like
Maybe.
that.
Yeah,
If we're
30,
lucky.
35, yeah.
Like I said, I don't
With
remember
the
paying more
fees.
than
With
like
fees,
$50
yeah.
for floor seats.
if,
You know, an
if there
actual
was a fee,
ticket.
there was only one fee. On
It was like $2 or
No
something
fee,
like that.
fum fee. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
recycling fees and arena
Yeah.
fees and
Yeah.
whatever
And
else
just
they
because we
tack
want
on
to
now.
stick you with a fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a venue fee, an administrative fee, a processing fee.
And just because we
A
want to
ridiculous
fee.
amount of
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then-
just one in just for giggles and
exactly. Like you said, 'cause we
There's
want to stick
something
you with
wrong
the
when
fee.
your fees are over 40% of the price of your ticket.
Yeah, because the ticket price itself isn't so bad, like considering.
Even now, some of the ticket prices, the actual ticket, the base value of the ticket's like $59.
Yeah.
But
then
when
you're paying $40 in fees as well. Yeah.
You're like, what the heck? There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a topic.
That's another. We can discuss that in another episode.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster could be a whole discussion. We
just have to walk the fine line with that.
Well, I guess we're not promoting any concerts or anything. So have at her. Come at us. Ticketmaster.
Well, as long as it's all true, there's nothing they can say against it.
We haven't said anything wrong yet.
No.
Nothing yet.
Not yet.
No. That'll be later.
I know. I'm sorry. Off topic, obviously, because we're just on that. I thought it was funny is on the Pearl Jam concert that was here.
Yeah.
It didn't break it down in fee prices. It was
No.
one lot price for Pearl Jam.
Because Pearl Jam doesn't agree.
We wonder why. Well, which could be discussed later.
Again, that would be the Ticketmaster podcast.
Yeah.
We still have one episode left, guys.
One episode.
One more.
Ooh, this one's going to be good. Yeah, I think it'll be some sadness, but also some light, I think.
Yep.
Because this one, the one we just saw too, talked about his surgery, and he had his surgery. He was recovering from it, and he was trying to sing. That's kind of where we ended, right?
Yeah, that's where we are in his recovery.
It's obviously the leaving of Richie.
Yeah.
And, hopefully we get to see
what's to come.
What's to come on this final episode.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I guess what's to the future for Bon Jovi. It's kind of ominous when you think of the title of the title of the documentary series.
Yeah, like this. Yeah. Is this
goodbye?
Swan song?
Is this it?
Oh my gosh!
We'll have to watch the last part and see.
And I'm sure we'll find out in the lovely media at one point.
Absolutely.
Right.
Usually.
Internet,
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's cry some. All right.
Thank you for joining us, and
see you soon.
See you in a few minutes.